The year 1984 was one of momentous events, with papers of the day carrying stories of the miners' strike, Band-Aid, and the launch of the first Macintosh computer.
Macintosh. It does all the things you'd expect a business computer to do.
One story absent from the headlines was the formation of RTS Forestry. But across the next 4 decades, the company would come to have a huge impact on the industry and the British landscape, evolving into one of the UK's leading independent forest management firms. A harvesting manager with Till Hill, Alan Robbins decided to strike out on his own, founding Robbins Timber Services, a company with just 2 employees, Alan and his wife Heather, effectively operating from their kitchen table. Soon becoming known by the initialism RTS, it began as a timber harvesting organisation, something which remains a core part of the business, and has enjoyed consistent growth over the following decades. In 2010, it opened its purpose-built headquarters in Crieff, from which it continues to operate. It was there where Forestry Journal met Managing Director Norman O'Neill to learn more about the fascinating history of RTS in its 40th year. Norman's taken us on a bit of a tour of RTS's operations, including its headquarters in Crieff, its biomass and firewood processing site, and the Blackford estate here, which is a harvesting site overseen by harvesting manager Dougie Elgar.
Well, we see the company as delivering 5 different elements of work. We do traditional forest management, traditional timber harvesting. We also do a lot of forestry consultancy work, infrastructure works where we're working with large utility companies and wind farm companies, and then finally, but importantly, we also do biomass wood fuel where we're supplying wood chips to over 100 different customers across Scotland using wood chips for heating.
Recruitment is a challenge across forestry, and RTS is certainly no exception, but it is using a range of sources to search for the best available people.
Well, recruitment across the whole industry is a hugely challenging issue for everyone. We know that we're not getting the same number of people going through to the colleges and training in forestry. So we have worked very closely with Inverness, Cumbria and now Bangor University, bringing in students for their gap year, and then where possible encouraging them to come back once they've finished their studies and join the company. And we've got a few examples of that in the company just now, and we'd be hoping for more. So it's a little bit of a sort of grow your own, develop the students, let them go back, finish their studies, and then come and join the company, whether it's our company or other parts of the industry. It's good to encourage as many of them as we can do.
What do you think is good about working for RTS Forestry?
Well, I like to think that we have a model that works. I think we, very early on in the stage of every employee's career, we encourage them to take ownership of their jobs. We encourage them to be individuals and to develop their special interests within forestry, and if that means moving them from one of the 5 elements we described earlier on, from one part of the business to another part, we certainly encourage that, and that's important for us.
As for the future of RTS Forestry, it certainly looks bright. A deal in late 2024 saw the company purchased by Scottish Woodland's parent firm, maintaining its independence but joining a larger group. And speaking during our visit, Norman was very positive about the outlook for the industry.
The future for RTS is very good actually just now. The whole forest industry is in a very buoyant place just now. There's a lot of forestry being established, maybe not as much as we'd all like, but there's certainly lots of new woodland, there's lots of management of existing woodlands, and then as I mentioned earlier on, things like infrastructure where there is an interest in clearing trees for overhead power lines and wind farms. That's a part of the industry that's certainly developing.